Good morning. It's Sunday morning, and here I am with a Sunday thought. I'm not sure how your day was yesterday, but I had an interesting day. Actually, it started the night before on Friday night when I went to see Guardians of the Galaxy number 3. And I have lots of thoughts about that. And so I will possibly, very possibly, do a quick new movie review on that. Um, yes, I thought it was very good. I enjoyed it. I wasn't sure because I hadn't really seen too much what was coming up before, but I really wanted to see it as I've seen the other two. And so that sort of set up from the evening into the morning. Well, I was awake very early, and of course, I realized, oh, the coronation was on. Now, being born into a Commonwealth country, living in a Commonwealth country, we're familiar with the Queen and now the King. And I was just curious. I was curious to sort of see how that. So anyway, I was up, so I watched a lot the coronation, and there were some very interesting aspects for me to look at it to see how it was. And then after that, I follow a British team, soccer team, and they were playing. And I got to watch just like 2 hours. So I had watched hours of the coronation, 2 hours of that. And then there was a women's tennis final. So I watched a little bit of that. And then it went on like that. But made me realize when I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today, how often we don't always do things that make us feel happy, or we don't even realize that there are different feelings of happiness. And so, of course, I go to my God box this morning, and it said, and the first part of this, I always had two sides, thank goodness, but it says, "Dear God, please give me patience and give it to me now." And there's a sign of this fist. I'm going to put it up here so you can maybe get a scene of that through my fingers here. But anyway, give it to me now, which is often how we feel. But on the other side, it says, "I deserve happiness." And I found that was very interesting that I actually put a symbol. At first, I thought, what is that doing there? But when I flipped it over and saw "I deserve happiness," I went, yeah, that's what I'm actually looking back, because are we doing things that make us feel happy or even contented? Are we making choices which bring us together? Now, I ended up reading a novel that I was reading yesterday, quite late. So even that made me happy because I've done a series and I'm on the last one right now. So it's like, what are our choices? Do we choose to be happy? Do we choose to do activities that make us happy, even though other people may not always like or fit their schedule, especially when you have a partner? But it's like, what adds to your world? What do you do to add to the world? Certain music I like. There's certain scenes I like, certain books I like reading, certain TV shows that I like. All of those things, though they may sound very mundane, they can make me very happy. Now, right now, I've got my flowers in my garden. All my pots are full of flowers, and so I get to go out and water them and make sure, although we had rain, it doesn't hit where my flowers are, so I have to still make sure they get enough water. So that it's, again, what brings satisfaction to you, to your soul? I like traveling. I like looking at beautiful views. I like good food. All of those things will add to who I am in my environment to make life enjoyable, happy, a sense of also curiosity as to what is next, what is planned, what is going. I know I'm just preparing for a few weddings I have coming up. So again, that makes me happy in the sense of planning, of how to plan and how to do and how to work. And all those things become very, very important. I really want you to think about that. Are you doing things that give you satisfaction of your life? Or are you doing a lot of things that really give you satisfaction? And sometimes I think we have to look at priorities and a sense of where and how and what. Are they really what we're wanting to achieve and what we're wanting to do? Yes, we have responsibilities. If we're adults, we have responsibilities. And yes, some of those we have to do, even though we may not necessarily want to do them, or they don't give us a real satisfaction in the inner part of our soul. But there can be other things that we do that offset that. When we have a responsibility, I know I've had a lot of responsibility in my life, and I still have responsibilities to myself and to my friends, to my family. And it's like, how do we put that all together so that we have a happy life? We have a life full of fulfillment and enjoyment. Um, Doing my YouTube shows gives me a lot of satisfaction and a lot of delight, and often spend time thinking about what are we going to do here? What are we going to do there? And so it works really, really well. Now, I know next Saturday I'm doing some mini readings with my tarot and my crystal ball. My crystal ball was kind of yucking at me because I haven't used it. I used to do it when I used to go out and do parties. I used to always take a little travel crystal ball, but I have a big one from my home, and it hasn't been used. So next Saturday I'm going to be using that, and that will make me happy for sure. And certainly people who come and have a mini reading with me via Zoom will enjoy that too. What else do I want to say that makes me happy? Friends. Going for supper tonight with a friend. Movies make me happy when I get out to see them. Yes, I really enjoy that. It's really nice to be able to be back watching movies on the big screen. So, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, worth seeing. I think it's worth seeing because I really like the message that it has. And yes, and I'll talk about that another time. So, in the meantime, you go look at your day, look at your week, look at the month. What have you got in your schedule that's going to bring you joy, quiet contentment, perhaps happiness? Happiness often is fleeting. That's something I really need to mention. Sometimes we think we're supposed to be happy all the time, and that is no, I don't think that is absolutely correct, because if we're happy all the time, we don't know the variances. We don't understand that this makes me not so happy and that makes me very happy. So it's like, I think it's a word very often we add and say a lot, but we don't always notice the variances. This makes me happier than that. So can we make choices? We can make choices to make our lives really, really good. So that's my Sunday thought today. Check your life, think about what makes me happy. And you may sometimes just do something a little different, and that will bring that happiness, that joy, that delightfulness of life. In the meantime, go and have a great Sunday, have a great week. And I'll see you all Monday night for mental mind treatments. Remember, let me know if you need a specific prayer for anything. You have a great one. Bye.